to Kiss My Comics. I'm Captain Danny. This is John Henry. Oh, together. Okay, thank you for joining us on this week. It is March 6th, I believe, and it's New Comic Book Day. And we are on a Cullen Bunn kick right now, because he is the hot stuff right now. You know, last month was all Kirkman, and now we're on the Bunn. Also, he's on the convention route right now, and I know Comics Online will be interviewing them very soon, and they do a podcast and write reviews, so check Comics Online for that. And so today, Cullen Bunn has a new comic out. Can you say what it is?
Helheim.
Helheim. I read it digitally, so I can't participate.
That was supposed to sound Viking, not German.
I can't do it Viking, even though I lived in Sweden for a while.
Helheim! I don't know. You know, like Nibelheim and all those other, I don't know. Yeah. You know what I mean.
It was freaking fabulous. It was very badass. I mean, we already are a little biased because we are predisposed to enjoying Vikings. So there's that.
So are the women I date.
Are you a Viking?
I used to have more hair.
Are you descendant?
It made more sense when I had like all this hair and beard. But so it's basically about Viking settlement defending itself against evil witch who raises the dead. I mean, she has like crazy like tribal like warriors, but then she can also raise the dead. And the end of the first issue, the protagonist ends up he gets killed and.
Whose name is Ricard, which I thought was almost like a mixture of Riker and Picard. Did that come into your mind?
No, I was thinking more of like Rickard Stark. I was thinking Game of Thrones.
Okay.
But, you know.
So the hunk.
Our minds work differently. So the big Thor-looking guy, he gets killed, beheaded, and then his girlfriend, who...
Sexy redhead.
The sexy redhead
no
who...
one likes her.
His father thinks the whole attack is based on her, because she's also a witch apparently, ends up creating this giant, like, Frankenstein thing out of him.
And isn't she, like, the only girl in town, and, like, everyone wants to do her, and they're all just getting really frustrated that he has the hot girlfriend?
There was a line that may have...
It alluded that she might be one of the few chicks around.
So, at the last panel in the first issue is him as this giant, like 12 feet tall, Frankenstein all sewn together, massive, like, Viking, gnarly dude. So I don't know where it's gonna go, like, if he's gonna be, like, mindless, like, you know, like, brain dead. Brain dead, I don't know how, like,
not brain dead,
the dialogue will work after that.
I don't think he has emotions so much anymore.
Or if he's just gonna be this, like, wicked, unstoppable, super awesome, evil, undead abomination thing.
Not evil, because he's still gonna defend the village.
Abomination equals evil.
Not necessarily.
Well, I mean, you know, he himself will be an evil creature, but even if he fights for good, I don't know. It's semantics.
So it's
Abomination.
Very well written, and like we said, we're into the Cullen Bunn right now.
And the art is wicked crisp. A lovely lady named Joelle Jones. I hope you're actually a girl, Joelle. Otherwise, I sound like an idiot. The art is super fresh and super crisp, and just really, 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 really good.
So, like he said earlier, when the minions died, their, like, flesh kind of disintegrated, and then these really badass skeletons came out. Reminded me a lot of the, like, animation skeletons from...
Clash of the Titans?
Maybe. Who was the creative director behind that? What's the guy's name?
I don't know, that was the 60s.
Yeah, I think it is that one. But obviously they don't move like that because we're not watching, like, stop motion animation or whatever that was, but they looked really good. I really enjoyed the skeletons. A lot.
So this is fun, and we're going to follow this. I'm going to follow this.
Oh yeah, I'm all about it. I'm on it. Definitely.
Yeah, he basically, like, in the introduction he was talking about how he just wanted to cram, like, a bunch of good stuff together. So he did, like, Viking, witch, Frankenstein monster, and just, that's his idea.
Good stuff.
And that's brilliant.
And if you haven't yet, the hot new thing, Cullen Bunn, Six Gun, it's not that new. I just started reading this right now. It is so good. I think it's so great. And maybe because I watched Django, I'm really in the mood for that Western vibe right now. Western violence, totally doing it for me right now. It's really great. I read that NBC just picked this up, and they're going to do a TV show, and they already started casting for it. I don't know. I got this from comicbook.com. I don't know if it's a credible source or not, so this is just rumor at the moment. I think it may be getting picked up. Also, they've been making trailers for comic books, and they made a trailer for this one and for Helheim. And they're both rad, and I'll put them on Facebook and on our website because they're really awesome. Like, people are putting some serious thought into these awesome trailers. Read Six Gun, read Helheim, and it'll be super great. And Cullen Bunn, you're doing great. Good job.
Cullen, not Cullen.
Cullen.
Yes.
Sorry.
Okay, moving on. Guess who got the variant issue? This guy.
Oh.
Las Vegas. Alright, so it's also #1. Very clever. Let's see if I can kind of not sound crazy while doing this.
We'll start from the beginning. We got a hardcore gambler.
Yeah, so like space, intergalactic gambling, you know, all across the universe. And this guy's a card shark, and he gets busted for cheating. And his punishment, I guess, instead of prisons, gambling-related like criminals all get taken to Las Vegas, which is a huge intergalactic casino, and they spend their sentences basically working
for tips.
Yeah, working the floor and like being dealers and waitstaff for this giant casino, and they all like live in little cells, and they have this collar.
Collar's so brilliant.
Before they hit the floor, they hit the collar, and they all get a holographic head, and they all look exactly the same. So all the waitstaff looks exactly the same, but they're actually like all completely different species, you know, criminals that are like slaves, basically.
I thought they looked a little Miyazaki-ish, in my opinion.
I don't know what that means.
They looked like some of the characters from Spirited Away, like that worked at the spa. I thought they looked like that, so do you think that's cool?
I believe you.
Yeah, it's pretty rad. I mean, how did your jaw drop when the elevator opened? I thought that was hilarious. I thought that was really brilliant. I think the main character, talks like a douche. Like, I think he's a giant douchebag because I'm not really into gambling in general.
He's a, you know...
A Han Solo?
He's totally a Han Solo. He's a, you know... he's a brash... gambling, you know, possibly gunslinger. If he were a gunslinger, it would totally make sense. And
he has a great, like, little sidekick, the Ink. There's this really clever alien. I can't really tell what his intelligent level is, because they talk to him kind of almost like a dog. But he's this, like, ink creature that, like, can stretch and cling to things and
he can wear him as a suit.
Yeah. And I think, does he create the telepathic link, or does she have the telepathic link?
That guy.
And that character is really great too.
Ink does.
Yeah, Ink's wonderful. So it's issue 1, and I think that John and I both already love most of the characters.
Yeah, it's really fun, and first issue is like him like kind of trying to escape, but not. I don't know. They do a test run on an escape attempt, and kind of just leaves you right in the middle at the end. Yeah. But this is quite good.
Yeah, definitely awesome.
I like #1s that are quite good instead of #1s that I will never read #2 of. Yeah,
a bunch of BS, bunch of fluff. Like, this was a very good introduction. And it was pretty confusing because there's a lot of different aliens in here, and the holograms, they all change faces, and even still with all the complexities, like, you still can you know what's going on. You already started liking the characters in 1 issue, so that's a really good sign. Very good. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so for John Henry's Why Don't You Love This Book Yet, I've been just burning through the New 52, like all the #1 volumes, because they give me an easy way to just devour it all. And I've literally gone through, I don't know, 12 different volumes this week, all across the board. Yeah, a lot. And so I'm going to do Swamp Thing. I read the Alan Moore stuff from the 80s, and it's kind of weird because Alan Moore, I'm going to try to do this really quickly. The Alan Moore stuff, book #1, Alan Moore Swamp Thing, starts on issue 21. So you don't actually see the start of Swamp Thing, which always really annoyed me, DC. But this actually gives you a very full explanation into the character because he is very complex, and he's not just some brainless, weird swamp thing running around like eating people, which is what you would think he does, like he eats people. No. So you're good with the whole green and rot thing?
Yes.
You wanna?
Well, see, because of the rot thing, I kind of forget what happened in which comic books, but with the Animal Man or the Frankenstein. Okay, so Swamp Thing, he's a swamp monster, plant-based life. So he is a part of the green. Everything that is plant-related or plant-based is the green, I don't know, power, entity, force of life. But then there's the animals and living things like us. Like, I think we could be considered the red.
Yeah, we're the red.
We're the fleshy stuff. And then there's also the rot, which is decaying stuff. And what you learn in rot at the end is, it's like a big cycle. Like, you kind of need all of them. They all need to be in a balance. And, like, they're usually at war, or they usually have some issues with each other, but really they're all just as equally important as the other ones are.
And Volume 1 starts up with Alec Holland, who Alec Holland was dead, then he became Swamp Thing, and then it leaves us here, where I guess Swamp Thing ceased to, I don't know how it ended before the New 52 started, but it ends with Alec Holland being alive again, not Swamp Thing, and he realizes that the Swamp Thing was not actually him at all. It was just a, basically like a clone of his consciousness. So he wakes up, he's alive, never was Swamp Thing, but has all Swamp Thing's memories.
But they're iffy. They're like, he doesn't...
Yeah, it's all convoluted, and he gets lots of visions. And the rot is starting to build its army for, like, basically the second coming of hell, and he... the green is coming to him, asking him to be the next Swamp Thing, to be like the great warrior king of the green, and he keeps saying no and no and no until shit gets really bad. Until
there's a girl in trouble, really.
Yeah.
Swamp Thing's a big mushy beast.
And then of course, the whole world's gonna end. So finally, and his girl's in trouble. So he says yes.
I think it's about the girl.
The art is really, really...
So amazing.
So amazing, very complex. Especially all the visual sequences, because he gets a lot of flashes of, things from the past, and seeing, like, other things happening in other areas of the world that the rot is doing. Oh, yeah. And all of those, I'm not really going to try to show you anything, but all of those
really
are just so well done, and great use of both pages.
Yeah, the really big ones. And I like the ones where they're all intertwined and all the leaves and stuff.
Yeah, stuff like that. And it's just really, really high detail and very, very beautiful, complex. And especially like when it shows like the rot, like wasteland, and all like the undead, like mutant, things, all like the rot army. All that stuff's really good. The art's awesome.
And the art is only issues 1 through 18 is going to be done by this artist, Yannick Paquette. And then after 18, they switched. They're switching artists, and I don't know I forget who the new guys are, and I don't know what issue this goes up to.
But it better be good.
I'm sure it will be awesome. And also, so this is Scott Snyder and Paquette together, and they go up to 18, and that's the finale and one issue of Aftermath for the whole Rot series that happened. Rot is over, everybody. So I don't know what volume this goes up to, or issue.
Okay, cool. That is our deal. Keeping it real. On the... Oh, what else rhymes? It's not going to happen. Alright, so that's what we did this week for the show.
Good stuff.
Yes, hopefully you take our words to heart and you also read some of these things.
Seriously, I've been in love with Swamp Thing now for months, and he just read it, and I think he liked it. And Six Gun is really freaking awesome. We all need to get on that. And you heard our recommendation for Lost Vegas. Just get issue 1 and enough said. Don't wait for collections. Freaking issues.
And Helheim.
And Helheim. Cullen Bunn, yes.
Okay. See you guys next week.
Bye. I mean, you have to fight for the right to party.
It's true.
I'm a firm believer in that. I just don't think you need to go through all the work of starting a religion.